I ruined Christmas and I have no regrets. Is anyone else's family this dysfunctional? Every year there is an argument in my family, and after 32 years, I was the one who blew up for the first time. Long story short, I'm half Korean, half white. My mom is Korean. My dad's side is white, so we only have my dad's side here in the US. For years, I watched some of my dad's side speak down to my mom. They never invite her to things. Me and my brother have always been treated like outsiders by some family members. To be frank, I don't care how I'm treated. Every year, we always bite our tongues and survive the holidays because it's only 2 to 3 times a year. We repeat the process and don't expect much from these family members. My mom even buys gifts every year for these family members. She gets nothing in return and never complains. My white grandma is 80, and she's the only thing anchoring us to some of these family members. 3 times today, I watched a family member, aunt, raise her voice to my mom, speak to her as if she doesn't speak English, and shut her down over simple questions like, "Where should I sit?" I watched my mom quietly recoil, and I couldn't stand to see it again. This aunt does it the most, and I finally blew up. I yelled so loud everyone stopped what they were doing. I told them enough is enough, to start treating my mom with respect and as an equal in this house. To stop speaking to my mom, who's lived in the US for 35 years, like she doesn't speak English, and stop shutting her down over simple questions. I watched it happen year after year and will not allow it to happen anymore. My aunt stomped away and was so upset she left. As she was leaving, I walked up to my aunt to hand her my mom's yearly gift to her. I said, "For 30 years I watched my mom give you a gift every year. I watched her speak to you as an equal with respect. I've never seen you treat her with the same." She didn't say anything, but before she left, she apologized to my mom. Before I left, I apologized to everyone and explained why I was upset. Everyone was shocked how mad I got. I felt like everyone understood why I was mad. Prior to this, around Thanksgiving, I spoke to some family members about how I was hurt they never included my mom on family things or even texts about family emergencies, which they have been trying to do more. After blowing up, it made things awkward. People trickled out early too. Now my grandma is talking about not doing Christmas anymore due to the constant family drama. I feel bad, but I've never felt so proud to stand up for my mom. Does anyone have any advice on this? Handling rude family? Should I do something else? Edit. Mom's reaction. On the car ride home, my mom expressed some words about my aunt, which she never does about anyone. She's always taken the high road. It's a very Korean Christian mom approach. My mom's method of being a pacifist is very much an older immigrant Korean boomer approach too. It's taught me a valuable skill in life. I don't regret picking my battles, and that's why I'm so appreciative of being Korean white. After we left, she gave me a very long mom hug. She didn't say anything and asked me if I wanted my favorite Korean dish. Where is my dad? He was in the other room. Yes, my dad could have done more over the last 35 years. He's gotten in arguments with everyone my whole life, including this aunt. We'd be fighting every year with someone new if we didn't pick our battles. We would have stopped going years ago, but mom wants to go out of respect for my grandma. My dad is the only one who isn't petty about dumb shit. Defending my mom is everyone's responsibility, not just my dad, including my grandma, aunts, other family, and me. As soon as I got loud, my dad came into the room and stood guard. I can't describe it. There wasn't much for him to say or do because he didn't hear it. I was quick to unload, and my aunt immediately walked away because she was embarrassed. My white side has a keep grandma happy approach, which is dumb. For years, my dad would be on the verge of saying things, and my mom would demand that he didn't. Me, reflecting on this as a whole, I can't believe the response. It shows you everyone has screwed up family in some way. After Thanksgiving, I started to speak to family one-on-one, which has had good response. I have no relationship with this aunt. I should have pulled her aside even as the nephew who's 30 years younger. A small part of me regrets it and will be glad to sit down with her still, if she's not willing to try or work it out like the other people responded. Fuck her. Please don't use my experience as a reason to blow up on anyone. I should have tried to speak, and I did what I felt was right. I don't regret it. Grandma's 85th B-Day is in 2 months. I can't wait for that to be awkward. Someone made the comment that people can't be educated until you give them a chance to be aware of their actions, which is fair. Regardless, people will now think twice to be rude to my mom. Cheers and have a happy New Year's. Update 1. I wanted to update the kind people who took the time to give me advice and affirmation last Christmas when I really needed it. I wanted to provide an update on how Christmas and the year went. The year has been interesting. Immediately after Christmas, I sent an apology letter to my aunt. It went against some advice, but my letter requested to not let the situation impact the family. I left the lack of any relationship in her hands and shared that everything can change if she gives my mom a little more respect. I decided to send a letter because she lives 3 hours away and I've never spoken to her on the phone for more than 30 seconds. I didn't think a phone call would help or fix the situation, especially after I blew up. After Christmas, I apologized to my grandma for what I did. I let my grandma know I sent an apology letter to my aunt. My grandma told me she is and always wants my mom to feel like she is part of the family. I could tell my grandma was on the verge of crying when she said that. My grandma told me blowing up was not okay but understood why I did it. Hearing that felt really good. In regards to the letter, I got no response. My aunt denied ever getting it. We know my aunt got the letter because when my grandma confronted her about last Christmas, my aunt went into a rant about several things I mentioned in my letter. My grandma did tell my aunt what she did was wrong and she needed to change. In February, my aunt didn't come to my grandma's 85th birthday party. She told other family members she didn't want to cause an argument, so she didn't want to come. My aunt didn't come to my grandma's on Mother's Day dinner because she supposedly had to work. My family didn't get together the rest of the year. Thanksgiving and Christmas came. Things are not perfect, but Thanksgiving and Christmas went really well this year. I was going to post after Thanksgiving, but the gathering was smaller than usual, and I wanted to see how Christmas went. During Thanksgiving and Christmas, everyone was very kind to my mom. It felt like everything shifted. Everyone spoke to her differently, and it feels really good. My mom got to help in the kitchen for the first time ever. I know that sounds dumb, but my mom has always wanted to help cook because she loves to cook. It was the first time she didn't spend the whole day in the living room. At one point during Thanksgiving, my mom asked me to help her dry dishes. While we were washing drying dishes, my mom was smiling the entire time. At one point, my mom stopped putting dishes away and randomly hugged me. We laughed and had fun the entire time. No one argued, no nasty remarks. My mom was treated as an equal, and it felt really good. In regards to the aunt that I yelled at last year, she came late to Thanksgiving. So late, we were eating when she arrived. At Thanksgiving, my mom initiated the first interaction with my aunt. She was not very conversational, but polite to my mom. My aunt didn't look at me the entire time. When she arrived, I went to say hello, and she turned away and kept her distance the entire time. She basically stayed in a different room the entire time. She also left early and was the first to leave. The best part? I don't care. I apologized and left future in her hands. If she treats my mom well, she will get nothing but respect in return. Christmas was as if nothing happened. My aunt didn't really talk to me, but she was incredibly nice to my mom. I'm okay with that. Both my parents said they have never seen my aunt so nice before. My mom got to help in the kitchen just like Thanksgiving. This year, for the first time, it felt like my mom was an equal in the family. Everyone was incredibly nice. No arguments, snide remarks, or drama. I regret yelling, but it changed everything. I think it put everyone on notice they need to change. There was a lot of questions and comments about my dad. The comments was hard to hear, but true. It helped me reflect on what my dad hasn't done. The truth is, my dad has been the glue of the family for years. He spends so much time being the middleman and trying to repair issues. At times, it's been at the expense of my mom. Regardless, my dad's lack of actions over the years doesn't make it right. Over the summer, I told my dad what I felt. I told him that I was disappointed in him and that his family has never been kind to my mom. I told him he should have done more. My dad didn't take it well, but he told me I did the right thing. My relationship with my dad is complicated. I know, though, I'm not going to make the same mistakes he has. We are different people, and I will do whatever is needed. If you're reading this and have a similar situation, if you have people or someone rude in your family, try to take a moment to sit someone down, hear them out, and try to do the right thing from the start. When you have the convo, stay calm. If they are not willing to hear you, then make it known. Blowing up could have gone either way, and I'm lucky it fixed things. Try to loop in other family members before or after so they understand your reasons and can back you for your choice. My post last year gave me affirmation that what I did was right. Follow your heart, it might fix years of issues. Final update. I thought everything was fixed. It wasn't. And I'm not posting this asking for advice. I'm posting this because another year has passed, and I think this is the closest thing to closure my family will ever get. Last year felt like a miracle. I still don't know how else to describe it. After 3 decades of awkward holidays, racist comments, and my mom being treated like a guest in a house she'd been entering for 30+ years, suddenly everyone was kind. My mom cooked. People asked her questions. She was included. It felt like I'd cracked some curse open by yelling. But the truth is, my aunt's silence wasn't peace. It was pressure building under a rug. I ignored it because I wanted so badly for things to stay good. I wanted my mom to have 1 year that didn't suck. I convinced myself the weird quiet was growth. It was not. Everything fell apart this summer. Grandma had a health scare in August. She's 81 now, and even something mild feels severe when someone that age ends up in the hospital. She's okay now, but at the time, we all dropped everything to help. And of course, the aunt reappeared like she had just been waiting for a crisis to make her dramatic comeback. She immediately took over everything. She kept telling nurses, "I'm the only one who knows what mom needs." She kept calling my dad and telling him how he should handle things. She didn't speak a word to me, but she treated my mom with this fake, overly polite tone that didn't feel like politeness. It felt like an actress reading lines. I knew something was coming. You can smell tension when you've lived your whole life with it. Grandma asked for a family dinner in October. She said she wanted things settled before the holidays. I didn't love the idea, but for my mom, I'd show up to anything. My aunt showed up with a folder. I didn't think anything of it. I thought it was bills or hospital forms. She dropped it on the table like she was presenting evidence in court. She had printed out my entire Reddit post, and update, and comments. I'm not joking. She highlighted paragraphs, wrote little notes in the margins. She slammed it in front of my dad and said, "This is what your son did. He character assassinated us online. He humiliated me publicly. This is why I stayed away." I told her calmly that I wasn't apologizing again. I apologized last year. I wrote a letter. She never responded. I wasn't groveling again. She asked if I was proud of what I wrote. I said, everything I wrote was true. And that's when she snapped. The moment I didn't fold, she went straight for the person she always goes for. My mom. She said my mom let me disrespect her. She said my mom encouraged me to make the family look bad. She said my mom never cared to fit in. Then she mocked my mom's Korean accent. In 2024, with her whole chest, my mom stood up quietly and grabbed her purse. She always does that. Retreat, avoid the fight, don't make a scene. But this time I told her to sit down. I turned to everyone and said, "This is the last time my mom will ever be disrespected in this house. I'm done." The room went dead silent. My grandma burst into tears. Not delicate crying, full sobbing. She said she let my aunt get away with everything for decades because my aunt is fragile and easily set off. She said she thought if she didn't give in to her, my aunt would lose it. Then she apologized to my mom. But the part that hit hardest was this. She said my aunt has been jealous of my mom since the day my parents got married, that she felt my dad chose a new family over her. That's where the arcism came from. Not ignorance, not generational differences, just jealousy and resentment. I don't know why, but hearing it made me feel stupid, like we had all been dancing around a fire that was never going to stop burning. I walked out, and I took my parents with me. I told Grandma I loved her, but I wasn't staying for another round. I told my dad I was leaving. My mom followed. My dad hesitated, I could see it. 35 years of keeping the peace will glue a man to a chair. But then he stood up, and he followed us out. That moment, him choosing my mom over his sister felt like a shift. A real one. For weeks after, my aunt called my dad crying, accusing me of destroying the family. She said my mom brainwashed me. She said Grandma took sides. She tried to rope cousins in. She tried to guilt-trip Grandma. And Grandma finally snapped at her, told her she needed therapy, told her she was the one who created the problem. My aunt blocked Grandma after that. Let me repeat that. She blocked her 81-year-old mother. One night my dad came to my place alone. He cried in my living room. My dad is not a crier. He told me he avoided standing up to his sister for decades because every time he tried, she lost it, and he didn't want the family blown up. He admitted he failed my mom. He admitted he was ashamed. He admitted he thought keeping the peace was the same as protecting her. Hearing him say those words felt like a wound and a repair at the same time. I hosted this year. My mom cooked Korean dishes she has never brought to my dad's side. She was relaxed for the first time I can remember. My dad helped her in the kitchen without looking nervous that someone would make a comment. We laughed, we ate, no tension, no hierarchy, nothing to survive. It was the first holiday in my life that didn't feel like a performance. Comments. Commenter 1. That was nice to read. Glad your mom finally feels comfortable. Good for you for standing up for her. Yelling may have made things tense at the time, but something had to be done, and you handled it well otherwise. OP's response: thanks. To be honest, how my mom feels means more than anything. She gave up everything when she moved to America. It might not be perfect, but seeing her happy on the holidays means everything to me. Commenter 2: this was amazing to read. Good for you, standing up for your mom. She sounds like a lovely person who takes a lot of guff and just lets it roll off her back. But the dishwashing and hug story made me tear up a bit. You did something that I'm sure she tried all year to explain in words what it meant to her. In the end, there were no words, only a heartfelt hug could come close. Merry Christmas, and an early Happy New Year to you and your mom. OP's response: seeing my mom smiling and dancing while we were doing dishes was honestly the best part. My mom could not stop smiling. She was honestly shocked how nice people were this year. Commenter 3: I wish I could give you the biggest mom hug ever. I am so incredibly proud of you for what you've done and how you handled the entire situation. You are on fire. Thanks for the update too. OP's response: thanks. My mom thinks her English isn't the best, but sometimes her actions like that random hug is the best way to express herself. It took me a long time to realize the sacrifices of my parents, especially my mom. A few years ago, she mentioned how she feels like a foreigner in Korea, and after 34 years feels still like a foreigner in America at times. And that broke my heart. When I was in college, she had a cleaning business to help put me through college. The things my mom done for me cannot be expressed in words. What I did was tiny, but the least I can do to make things better for her. Commenter 4: I genuinely disagree with people saying you shouldn't overreact to things. Many things merit yelling and screaming. Quite honestly, this situation definitely warranted such a reaction. When you do this, it adds a layer of punishment to the accused. Your aunt was being a bitch, so you decided to yell at her in front of the family. In many people's view, such as your grandmother's, it was not the right thing to do on a technical basis. However, it changed everything. So why is it technically bad to do this? Honestly, have no idea. If it changed everything for the better, that's amazing. Your aunt isn't talking to you? Well, that easily proves she's not worth to have a relationship with anyway. She wants to be immature. Let her. She is a non-issue at this point.